Okay. Number one. Number two.
Well, let's see it.
Excellent. Well, this is another strange time.
We doing our weekly recap on a Monday
Right,
at 7:30.
right. We usually do it a day prior, but big things
Hi,
have been
everybody.
happening. So welcome to the 21 Titles recap. We're your hosts. I'm Brittany, and this is
Shantae.
and tonight as always we recap the current events of the week. What are some of our favorite headlines in sports news, particularly women's sports, because we're former athletes. No, we still athletes. F that.
I mean, yes.
Once
Once an
an
athlete,
athlete,
always an
always an
athlete.
athlete, and that's
Facts.
crazy. Okay. Um.
Not that's crazy.
Hey. Y'all know NIL. We love it. Name, image, and likeness. If you don't know, Shantae is an IP attorney, and that is her wheelhouse. So we talk about NIL, which obviously falls under the category of IP, if you want to talk about that. So also we're tech baddies, if you want to say blockchain baddies.
Blockchain baddies
For sure.
is crazy.
So we like to talk about technology and what's going on. We seen EYL drop something about REM space, so we're gonna talk about that. And then y'all know we always repping for the culture. So Jada Kiss came through and blessed the Barclays with unfortunately it was a 2-song set, man. Like,
The people wanted more.
right. I was really hype. If y'all see my story, my little collage, y'all hear me in the background rapping along with Jadakiss. Okay, so I was hype. Okay,
I
but
love that.
I wish it was a little bit longer. But I'm glad whoever made that move, they knew what they was doing.
No, I thought that was a great move.
Yeah,
We'll get to it.
we'll get to it. Okay, so yeah, let's hop into it. This is episode 77, and
Whew,
we'll get into
77.
we'll get into the sports news. Let's get it.
Let's get right to it. I mean, game two. Game two of New York versus Minnesota. Brittany had the wonderful opportunity to watch in person. I'll let her talk a little bit about her experience. I just want to say that. Do I want to tell them the heart versus the mind?
Sure.
I mean, I feel like we talked about this. Like, we had Minnesota winning the series.
Yeah.
But as New Yorkers, I specifically want to be wrong. Like, I want to be wrong. So game one was hard to watch. Twitter was unbearable. Jesus Christ. yo. I was like, damn. But I mean, they was coming for the Liberty, and they deserved it after game one. Game one was atrocious. Up 18, lose the lead. You lose focus in the fourth, really third going into the fourth, and it continues. You don't take over the ball. I mean, take care of the ball. You turn it over. It comes down to a free throw, missed free throw by Brianna, and then we go into overtime. And it's still, a train wreck. That was hard. That was hard. That was tough.
Look, yeah. I mean, us being Liberty fans, like, also, that definitely was
And
tough.
I'm wishy washy. I
Yeah,
tell people this all the time. Like before the season started, I said, I can't, even though obviously we from New York, I can't fully 100% rock with the Liberty. I did say that
right.
because I did not know what type of Liberty team we was going to get this season. Um,
Yeah.
it's just hard being a fan of New York teams in general. So,
Facts.
yeah, anyway, now fast forward to, go ahead. I didn't know if you wanted to go ahead.
Yeah, but they bounced back. Okay. The Liberty, they bounced back. They tied the series. Breanna Stewart, she had a record 7 steals,
Yes,
which was insane. Um, like her length, man. Like her wingspan, she's hard to get around. Like,
she is.
and she creates a lot of like, just imagine you trying to to get the ball, like pass the ball around her because of her wingspan. So you got to do a lot of ball faking and making sure that you're not exposing the ball because she's gonna take it. Essentially, she had not a stellar like shooting night, but she still wound up with 21 points. But the X factor of the day for the Liberty, Rutgers alumni, Benijah Laney. It was really, really, really great to see her have a breakout game. I think this was a statement game for her because um, she hasn't scored in double figures for them since the Atlanta series, and I believe game 2. So this was a really, really, really big game, and she came ready. Um, I think, have you seen the clip of Holly Rowe asking her like, what was it tonight? She was like, that shot finally came
Yeah,
through.
it
Like,
came through.
I felt that. Like, I felt that because I've been in slumps before, and I've been in situations where you coming back from an injury and you trying to find your confidence and trying to find your groove. It was really great to see her drive to the basket. And she also said that like she knew like when she was driving to the basket that it was gonna be a good night for her offensively, essentially. And her knocking down shots. Sabrina said it in the presser. A corner three for B is like a layup. Essentially, she was knocking them down in practice. She had mentioned so. Um, her shot was hitting for her. She started the game 4 for 4. Like she was, perfect, and she kind of set the tone for them. And it was great to see her do well. Sabrina definitely responded to the call as well. She had a better shooting night, shooting 5 for 9. So she contributed. So I think we seen some things that I'm probably sure you're going to talk about that they need to fix moving forward. But uh, for me, like watching the game yesterday, it's kind of crazy because even though the Liberty won, I still feel like Minnesota can turn it up a notch. They still have not played well in this series. Like the last 4 minutes of game 1 is when they really kind of turned it up, and we seen how they can really, really kind of lock in for real. But this game, they still didn't play well. I don't think Bridget Carlton didn't really shoot the ball well. They looked out of sorts. I don't know. So Nafisi Collier was in foul trouble for a little bit, but I'm gonna say you can see the disdain on their faces when they walked into the presser. Alana Smith and Fee were not happy. They were not happy. They did not look happy at all. So I know it really is gonna be tough for Liberty in Minnesota. But I wanted to get your thoughts on game one and kind of what you've seen, Roxanne.
Yeah, no, I think that you hit everything on the head. I mean, offline we talked about Benijah needing to be more aggressive on offense. So it was really good to see her have that breakout game yesterday, and I hope that it trickles into the next few games that they have. For me, turnovers. I think game one they had 18 turnovers. Last night they had 16 turnovers. They still have to take care of the ball.
Right.
That the losing of focus
Yeah.
come second half can't be. Not when you're playing against a well-oiled machine like Minnesota, who, to your point, can turn it up at any point in time. I think that we haven't seen the best of Minnesota as of yet. Kayla McBride only had 8 points last night. I think that
Yeah.
I think going into Minnesota is we're gonna see something different from Minnesota, and I do think it's gonna be difficult for the Liberty to capture one on the road. But I do think that they're able to do so. Again, if they take care of the ball and continue to go with what's working. You know, in game one they stopped going to JJ in the second half. I think continuing to just go with what's working, do what's working, and taking care of the ball is going to be really key for them going into Minnesota.
No, I think you're absolutely correct. And then also too, the Barclays was packed for game two. Another record attendance. I seen the number 18,040 floating around, but on the official scorers paper, what do they call this? Yes, the official scorers report. That's what they call that. The final box. It said 18,046 was the sellout crowd. So it was loud in there, and a pivotal moment in the game when you heard everyone is when Leo, got the ball. Like Courtney Williams hit the ball kind of off her foot and made the turnover, and Leo caught the ball and then the open court, and that that was a gutsy move, but like she's automatic from the three. Like really, that's her shot. Like again, Sabrina was like, a three for Leo is a layup. Like for real. Like, but doesn't that takes me back to loving basketball? Like Monica was really on the breakaway, and like we
with confidence. With confidence.
Right.
Yeah. Because I thought it was bold too. I was like, holy.
Right.
But
like
she shot it confidently.
And you have to. You have to, because if you don't and you miss that, you could have had an easy layup, because that could have been a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 kind of. So the crowd went crazy after that. Like it was loud. I was like, this might have been the loudest I've heard Barclays. Like it was loud in there. So it was really great to experience that. That was fire. That was fire. And yeah, Kayla McBride only 8 points. She was quiet. After the previous game scoring 22, like
right. And
so
I'm sure we're not going to see another performance like that from her.
Yeah,
going into Minnesota, she's going to show up. I have no doubt. So
facts.
Yeah.
And I definitely believe Bridget Carlton is going to show up in Minnesota, because she's been having like a really just subpar. Like it's just been, I don't know. I do know she's a shooter. Like sometimes we just get into slumps, like you get into slumps, and I seen she had, she hit a couple of shots that went through the net, but I think she needed to be a little bit more aggressive, so that she can kind of see the ball.
She also ended up with only 8, so
yeah, like
Chuck 3 for 9. and 2
Yeah.
for 6 from the three. So again, I feel like they'll show up
Yeah.
heading back to Minnesota. But who has been like showing up for them consistently is Courtney Williams.
Right.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
you need a big shot. It's been Courtney Williams. It's been Courtney.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a playmaker, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why like I was nervous because she's such a great she's a crafty player. Like her ball handling ability is top notch. She understands how to control the pace of the game too. Like she her retreat dribble is so smooth. Like I love when, they trying to hedge off the screen and she retreats and the behind the back, she can turn it up behind the back real easy and then lay the dimes. Okay, like she sees the floor. Like it's really incredible to watch her live because she just makes the right plays. Like and she loves to win. Like
Yeah, she's super competitive.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
like, and that's what you love to see. So um yeah, game one. Also, I got a chance to, ask a couple of questions at the presser. Also, shout out to Lauren and Corey. Finally got to meet the squad in person, which was fire because we basically went in there and mobbed the presser. Like
As y'all should have, honestly.
seriously, and I definitely got to step my game up, and get a tripod because uh just having conversations with them, you definitely need one because it gets tiring kind of holding your phone up when you're trying to talk to the coaches and the players. So shout out to them for coming prepared and asking great questions and us just having a really really good time. It was great to have some partners and some camaraderie at the WNBA Finals. Like this is historic, dog. Like I think that this series is gonna be a real just back and forth. Like I really hope
Yeah.
that we get because game one was already a thriller. Game two, obviously, they won, you know, by a a much wider margin, but it was still a competitive game. You was still in your seat, like the Lynx could come back at any point. They like
And at one point they was only down 2, and I was like,
right.
not again, like not again, not again. Pull it together. So it's gonna, like, to your point, it's gonna continue to be a great series. Like
Right.
it is.
So
You're gonna get great basketball.
absolutely, we've gotten great basketball thus far, but I think it's about to turn up a notch once we get to Minnesota. So game 3 is Wednesday. So, y'all tap in. Y'all make sure y'all tune in because it's gonna be a thriller. It's gonna be another thriller. I'm sure.
I have no doubt. So
Yeah.
can't wait to talk about it after.
Yeah. Do you want to give predictions? I don't know.
Yeah, see, I'm reading the comments on IG, and
What they
shouts to
saying?
Hoopers Academy basketball. They said no lead is safe against the Lynx, and that's a fact. No lead is ever safe with the Lynx. Jody
Never.
Q, she said my nerves. Right, that's really.
Yeah.
I second both. Who do I have winning game 3? Whew. It's really a heart versus head. That's me for the remainder of this series.
Yeah.
Do I think that the Liberty could potentially steal a game? Yes. Do I think Minnesota is going to come out not playing around? We're going to see a different Kayla McBride, a different Bridget Carlton. Do I think that they're going to turn it up a notch? Yes. My head says Minnesota. My heart says Liberty.
Mm,
That's my answer.
okay. Okay.
That's my answer.
Well, I'm gonna be a little bit unconventional. I think Liberty's still game 3. And why I say that is because Connecticut beat Minnesota in Minnesota first
Oh
game,
yeah.
right? I feel like the Liberty rolling off the X factor of Benijah Laney's energy. They go in there and they quiet the crowd.
And I hope that is.
I really feel that. Feel that. I feel that. Okay, I feel that
All
the
right.
Liberty are gonna go in there and steal game 3.
Liberty, please do so. Well, I'm gonna say it.
Okay,
Please do it.
so I'm
So
putting that out there.
there we
They're
go.
not gonna turn the ball over. They're gonna get 10 or below turnovers.
Turnovers?
Turnovers.
Okay.
Because these past 2 games they've gotten crazy. It's been 16 and how many? 18?
First game was 18, second game was 16.
Okay. They have to get for this
They
game for
they
them.
have to, yes, they would have to,
For this
like,
game for
ridiculously
them.
shed the turnovers.
That's the stipulation I'm gonna add. For them to steal game 3, they have to have 10 or less turnovers. If they have more than that, they're not winning. And they also have to shoot well and
They
make
have to
shots.
shoot well.
They gotta make
Absolutely.
shots. Okay, so that's what I'm going with for Wednesday.
And there you go. There you have it.
That's it. That's what I believe. So moving along, to what we really kind of do over here. Rag. Go ahead, Roxy.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we talked about this a little bit. If not about the game 1, the numbers. Should we go over that again?
We just mentioned game 2.
Oh, game 2. Yeah.
History as well. So we might as well mention it.
Yeah, for game 1, the game averaged actually 1.1 million viewers and peaked at 1.5 million viewers, which was a 57% jump from the first finals broadcast a season ago. That's a huge jump. Wow. From just a year ago. Right. You know, and the numbers obviously are going to continue to rise. The series is not over. You know, Brittany just mentioned that game 2 was completely sold out at the Barclays Center with over 18,000 people in it. We'll keep reporting on the numbers as they come out. Just interested to see how this really, the numbers look after the series concludes. But that game 1 was crazy. That's definitely one of, I'm gonna be honest, game 1 is one of the best WNBA Finals games that I have watched.
Yes.
It's up there.
Correct. If you didn't think women's basketball was good, or you didn't watch it before, if you watch game 1 of the WNBA Finals, then how could you not have become a fan? Or how could you not have been enamored by the play? Like, the 2 extremes were really crazy. Like, we seen mental lapses, defensive breakdowns, and with the other team, the rise of the other team and them rising to the occasion, chipping away at a lead. You know how hard it is to chip away and play possession by possession? Like, Courtney
Wayne. And not to mention, they didn't really have much time off from their last game of the last series that they played against Connecticut.
Right. So they no rest.
No, that's just straight grit. That's grit and tenacity. Like, that's what we watched in game 1. But it really was a thriller. Like, it's definitely one of the greatest finals games we've seen. But we love it. And Yeah, no, the numbers make sense. Like again, 1.1 million viewers average makes complete sense.
Yeah,
So yeah, we'll tap in with y'all after the series ends and see what the numbers look like.
big facts.
Mhm.
Juju.
Yeah, now we're moving into NIL news, which is something that we're really passionate about too. Definitely still under the umbrella of the business of sports.
Right.
But Juju has had, well, she had an amazing last week. College hoops is right around the corner. Um, with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese out the way, a lot of people have been, talking about who's quote unquote next up. We got Paige,
Come on.
Juju definitely in there, Hannah Hadawa. It's it's a ton of talent. I'm very, very excited to learn new names too that are entering
Yeah.
into the collegiate space during their freshman year, so we can get some fresh names in these conversations. But yeah, no, Juju Watkins, she signed a contract with Nike last week. I mean, she's 19 years old and she signed a multi-year contract extension with Nike, which will give her one of the richest shoe deals in women's basketball history. Now, we don't know the details of the
Right.
amount of this agreement, of this contract. Um, but yeah, I mean, she was represented by Rich Paul, as we all know, is as the CEO of Clutch Sports, and he facilitated that deal last Tuesday. And she's been with Nike since October 2022. Nike has the top of the top athletes, Asia Wilson, Sabrina. So
Right.
I
mean,
have nothing else to say other than I love to see it.
right.
Like, go ahead.
We just seen Sabrina score her Oregon Duck Nike Sabrina twos yesterday in the finals. If you didn't know, um, Juju, she get into it, and rightfully so, because this young lady is a generational talent. Like, I don't
For
know
sure.
if y'all have watched Juju. Like, we've been kind of watching her since high school, and when I tell you, we always talk about the transition that you have to make from high school to college. Like, she's had one of the most seamless transitions into college that I've
That's
ever
correct.
seen.
That's correct.
Like, I had some trouble adjusting.
Yeah. She didn't have.
If she
Came in knowing she had to put the team on her back. She
right,
came in knowing that. She
right,
understood her assignment, and she led that team to the dance. They haven't been in conversation in those type of conversations in
since
a hot minute.
yeah, long time. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, she showed up and showed out for
Nah,
her freshman year.
yeah,
Um,
Elite Eight, right? Elite Eight.
yeah,
Almost
Elite Eight.
made it to the Final Four.
Now she got the pieces. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna be such a great college hoop season. Like I am so excited about it. But
Yes.
yeah, she's been on a roll, so this definitely makes sense. Like super excited for her. And then on top of that, like a day or two later, we find out that she also signed with Gatorade, which makes her the third college basketball player to sign with Gatorade.
Right.
Um, Gatorade has already signed Caitlin Clark and then Paige Beckers, and then in the past has signed Candace Parker. And as part of her deal with Gatorade, she's going to be assisting with marketing efforts, which we saw last week on IG, and she's going to be helping with the Gatorade Player of the Year program, which Brittany and I have covered in a previous episode. So she's getting to the bag again, rightfully so. She's doing what she needs to do on and off the floor. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's just dope to see. It's dope to report on.
Yeah,
And we know more and more are going to be rolling in as the season, starts and continues. So, shouts to Juju Watkins.
facts. y'all already know how I feel about that thing, that drink and jugo.
Wait, wait. You talking about Gatorade?
Yeah. You already
No,
know.
they don't know.
Now they know. They know. I
Oh,
don't.
Brittany don't bang with Gatorade. She don't.
I don't. But go get your money. Like,
Nah, yeah, get definitely. But nah, yeah, no. Listen, this is amazing for Juju. We
yeah.
love to see it, and to be the third
What
player.
happened? I'm
What happened?
sorry. I hear the background
Oh,
noise.
your kids.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
okay.
I hear baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, shouts to Juju Watkins. We can keep moving along.
Absolutely.
Kendrick Perkins. Listen, last week, shouts to Gerald Coles, G Coles on Twitter. Okay, shouts to G Coles on Twitter because I saw his post coming at Kendrick Perkins, and I responded by saying it sounds like a 360 deal. It sounded like a music contract. And
Crazy.
that was the running joke all on Twitter. So if you didn't know, Kendrick Perkins co-founded a new company that's offering college athletes upfront cash in exchange for a portion of their name, image, and likeness deals. And a lot of consumer protection experts and financial advisors really think that this is predatory. Now, I want to say that Kendrick, I keep about to call him Kendrick Lamar. Wow, that's crazy. Kendrick Perkins. It's crazy because Kendrick Perkins seems, I mean, we don't know his real intentions, but he has put out some comments and statements saying that he has good intentions and that, you know, he knows that some of these college athletes, first of all, may never get an NIL deal, right? Like these NIL deals are not guaranteed to every player.
Right.
Um, and then secondly, he mentioned that some of these student athletes are coming from, you know, some economic hardship situations. And
Right.
so having this money up front would actually be a positive and be beneficial to them. However, like I said, these consumer protection experts and financial advisors are like, at. And so the name of the company that he co-founded is called Nilly. And the payments that they're offering up front to some of these athletes are from $25,000 to hundreds of thousands of dollars. But in turn, Nilly would get exclusive rights to use or sell the athlete's name, image, and likeness for up to 7 years. And the company and its investors receive between 10% and 50% of the player's NIL earnings during the time period. So for me, I was like, let me see what they had to say about IP. When I saw exclusive license, that means that they're not able to license their name, image, and likeness to no other company throughout the course of their contract duration. Um, which can ultimately limit your options, right? It can limit the amount of money you could be making it, at different with different companies.
Right.
So you're limited to only working directly with Nilly. And then like I just mentioned, the company and its investors receive between 10% and 50% of the NIL earnings. Now, one of the questions I had when I read that article was like, well, damn, what if the student athlete never makes money? Like, what happens then? Now, according to Perkins and the CEO of the company, they're like, well, we wouldn't go after the student athlete. Like, basically, we would have to be okay with the loss. Like, and I don't know if that's really how that's about to go. My common sense is
Right.
saying like no, like I don't think that's how that's about to go. Um, Perkins and the CEO of Nilly is saying this is a license agreement, so basically they'd be okay with not breaking even. Their goal is to, you know, make make the money that they invested into the student athlete. So if they
Right.
put out 50,000, at minimum they want to break even and get the 50,000 back.
Right.
But if in fact they don't make the 50,000, they're saying they would be okay with that too. They're saying that the student athlete would have like limited obligations during the duration of their contract. Like they would have to post, they would have to, do appearances and things like that. But what are your thoughts about it?
First and foremost, no one is ever taking an L. Like, nobody wants to lose money.
They be like, get it back in blood. When it comes to these legal agreements, they be like, get it back in blood. Blood meaning court.
Oh,
Get it
wow.
back. I'ma get it.
Like, him, like, saying that, no, or if he is saying that, that's a terrible investor mindset to have. Like, and 7 years, you know what I hear? You know what word? This is what I said offline. You know what word I hear? 7 years, indentured servant. That's what I hear. Like, I gotta give you my exclusive rights for 7 years.
Yeah.
And sometimes this is the problem that I have sometimes, because when you sign yourself to these agencies, especially agencies that have a lot of clients, they're not really going hard for you. They're not really looking at every option that they could possibly exhaust for
I
you.
agree. But I
You
think
know?
they may, this is me playing devil's advocate. They may go super hard because it's like, I need my money back. I need a return on investment. So I'm gonna go hard with y'all. And knowing I have the exclusive rights, like if this fails, it really falls on me. Like I didn't, you know
Right,
what I mean? Like,
right.
because it's just me. It's me and you.
Okay.
It's you and me.
Right,
And
right,
so we're gonna have to make the best of this relationship throughout the course or the duration of this contract. So
right.
I'm gonna try to do as much as I can to get my return on investment.
Okay, so this is
That's
what
me playing devil's advocate.
no, I love that you playing devil's advocate. So this is what I'm saying. I'm gonna say, if he's not going hard for me like Jerry Maguire, then I'm not with it. You gotta go as hard as you going. Like, for me to sign an exclusive 7 years with you, you better go hard for me. Like, I better be getting deals like Shador Sanders. Like,
And that's gonna take me playing devil's advocate is gonna take you performing
right.
on and off the floor. It's
No,
gonna
that's a
take
fact.
you,
That's a fact.
and that's how I would really say, like,
Okay.
it's going to take you showing up on the floor and then showing your
I want
personality.
yeah. I want to see. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh no, I ain't
Because
say do that.
I'm gonna give Kendrick Perkins, because I want to see. He's saying that this ain't predatory. He's saying that I'm trying to do something. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
they
give
got a
you.
contract. Go ahead, my
I'm gonna
bad.
give you an opportunity. I'm gonna
Because
give.
it may turn out okay, right?
Right.
It
We and
may.
I don't wanna, because the normal thing to say, or the easy thing to say, is kind of, this is predatory. This is predatory, right? I'm gonna take. I'm gonna rewind it. I'm gonna rewind it back, okay? Because I want to give him a chance.
Right.
I want to see what the vision is first.
Right.
Because sometimes we think in boxes and we don't understand.
And it may be something else. I don't
Right.
know. I want to
But
read more after you're done so that people can know. But yeah,
right.
off
But we
rip, it comes off a little shaky. That's
right.
it. Like first
Correct.
reaction is, And I'm glad. You know what? I will say, I am glad that he announced this because it sparks conversation about business, like the
Mm-hmm.
structure of businesses.
Right.
That's all it sparks. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that people was like, I don't know about this,
Right.
actually made my heart smile a little bit because you should question some things. You should go do your due diligence because off rip it don't sound too good. And like Brittany said, it may turn out fine. Right now they have 10 athletes signed to Nilly. I think all male athletes, some football players, and then some male basketball players. We don't know who they are, but it may turn out fine. What I will say is that according to ESPN, they obtained one of the contracts from Nilly, and it lays out a $50,000 payment to a high school senior in exchange for the exclusive rights to sell his name, image, and likeness for 7 years. In that contract, Nilly and its investors will receive a 25% cut of the player's NIL earnings for the length of the contract, or until Nilly earns a total of $125,000, whichever comes first.
You know what this also sounds like? Kevin O'Leary, the shark. Like, I need a little bit of royalty.
I need a percentage.
Right. Yo, this is that. They be like, that percentage is too low. I need a higher percentage.
I need 2-3%.
This is business, y'all. Like, this is business. You got to be able to conduct business. And a lot of these people in these boardrooms, they ain't fair, and they ain't conducting the business.
Listen, and it's scary. It's worrisome because, I mean, we always talk about this, but these are, yes, they're adults, but they're young adults. They're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old,
Right.
2-year-olds that are just now experiencing like business for the very first time
Right.
of their entire lives. Y'all don't think these businesses know that they're not well equipped?
Right.
So some of these companies are going to be predatory. Some of these companies are going to bank on you not knowing what you need to know.
Yeah. Always.
It comes down to integrity, but either way, you gotta be equipped. You gotta ask questions. You gotta weigh your options. You gotta talk to professionals. Like, you gotta do all the things before you agree to those things. Because this is your life, and yet, although you may be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old, some companies don't care.
Right.
If you owe somebody some money, that's what I mean by get it back in blood. You 18? I'm gonna still take you to. We may have to litigate at 18. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but that's why you got to deal with professionals, because this is serious.
Yeah,
and it's big business.
Facts. I mean, we named this segment Nilly 360 deals. Like,
gotta be careful.
Look, Shantae talks about this all the time, and she hates this. This is probably one of the reasons why she became a lawyer. Like, seriously, to help protect creatives, because we don't sometimes understand the power that we carry. Like,
no,
we just be signing stuff away, not really understanding, not having somebody read it for us. Like, just, oh, they giving me an advance, I gotta take it.
That's exactly what that sounds like, right? Like, we heard Fabio Foreigns, for example, his story.
Right.
No. He signed, I forgot who he signed with. Big major artist, but signed with that major artist, and that artist, no, it was Mace. Yeah. Allegedly, it was Mace, and Mace gave him a couple $1,000, and yeah, you gotta make good. You have to make good on that, and sometimes, you gotta read the fine print. And so, back to what you said, it may be fine. The business model may work. We won't know until we see it happen. So, shouts to Kendrick Perkins, I guess, and Nelly. We'll see. I don't know. But we'll keep y'all posted about that. We gonna keep an eye on it.
Thanks.
But yeah, protect them kids, man.
Protect them kids, and also to please make sure y'all following us on all platforms. It really is a simple 1, 2, 3. Like, this helps us fit in the algos, okay? Like, the algorithms. That's what y'all want to call it? Come on, flood the gates. That's what we need. Please follow us. Thank you. Or tell a friend to tell a friend. And if I see you, just know that I'm taking your phone and subscribing you to anything that we doing. Okay. I love y'all in advance. Thank you.
I love y'all in advance.
Facts.
All right, moving on. Tech news. So, like Brittany said, we are. What you said, tech baddies? That's funny. But we into tech. We're into tech, Web3, everything tech. And so, REM Space. This is a company, and it's setting its sights on the next challenge, which is for you to be able to communicate through lucid dreaming. And if you don't know what a lucid dream is, it occurs when a person is aware they are dreaming while still in the dream state. And so researchers at REM Space, they've achieved a historic milestone demonstrating that lucid dreams could unlock new dimensions of communication and humanity's potential. So last month, September 24th, they had 2 participants sleeping at their homes when their brain waves and other polysomnographic data was tracked remotely by a specially developed apparatus. When the server detected that the first participant entered a lucid dream, it generated a random word and it sent it to his earbuds that he had in his ear. The participant repeated the word in his dream. So let's say it's cat. He kept repeating cat. He kept repeating cat, with his response captured and stored on a server. Then 8 minutes later, the next participant entered a lucid dream. She received the stored message from the first participant, which would be, for example, cat, and confirmed what it was when she woke up. So that marked like the first ever chat exchange through dreams.
Wow. Well, I mean, if you guys don't know, REM is basically it's an abbreviation for rapid eye movement. That means like during REM sleep, we have all these different cycles when we sleep. If you do sleep, because a lot of people don't sleep, which is a problem.
Circadian rhythm.
Come on. A lot of people have problems going to sleep. Because if you ask me, I think we overstimulated, to be quite honest.
We are overstimulated, for sure.
And, people have TVs and things that emit EMFs in their rooms, and that makes it also hard to go to sleep at night. Also, having your phone next to you, next to your bed at night, makes it hard to go to sleep. But I understand if it's an emergency and you want to get to your phone, but it's still bad for you. So, sleep is important, y'all. I know I'm on a tangent, but I can't overstate how profound rest and sleep is for our bodies. Me and Shantae talk about offline all the time how, grind culture just, makes us feel like we can't rest sometimes. Like we have to work all the time. But, I think at this point, even from the lingerings of the pandemic, we still need to sit down and rest. So yeah, this is fascinating. I think lucid dreaming is something that we've known we can do for a long time. There are books on lucid dreaming. I have a couple of books. Can't tell you that I've read it yet, but it is in my mini library. But lucid dreaming and doing all this stuff, we could do this. We just we not tapped in because I don't think anybody's really trying to do this. We in survival mode most of the time, so how are we gonna lucid dream, or how our body's gonna be relaxed enough to?
That's what I was about to say. Like our bodies are never fully relaxed because of all the things that you just mentioned. So
right.
Yeah, so now, humanity feels the need to, let's do this with tech. So here comes tech doing that. So
Yeah, and we actually watched that video, right? Like,
we did. Let me see if I could pull it up. Actually, hold on a
we watched
second,
the
because that
video.
was crazy. I was like, hold on.
Yeah, it definitely was. I told Shantae that it looked like
Oh, here we go.
a scene from a movie.
Yeah, let me see if I can share my screen. I hear ready too.
All the time.
Hold on, y'all. I don't know if it's gonna let me. Let me try. Can y'all see that? You can see it, Britt? Okay. The joint is crazy. You're muted, Britt. Oh, there you
That
go.
music was kind of fire. Dun, 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 dun.
But it's crazy.
Yeah,
So yeah, that was a showing of like how that works. So um I guess I want to see how they. I mean, I think they said that the goal is for them to next enable real time communication and lucid dream. Um, so for it to go beyond just a word, for you to actually have conversations with other people while lucid dreaming.
that's fire.
It's
Okay.
interesting.
You know, they always spend money on stuff like this.
Yeah. So that's what we have for tech news. And then cultural news. I'll let Brittany talk a little bit about the performances at the WNBA Finals so far.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just the sets are really really short. Like I think that's what's making me disappointed. Like I these are artists that like I remember, and Shantae probably won't remember this, but it did happen. This is a true story. Shout out to Fat Joe being in the building. Okay, at the Empire State Games when we played at the Empire State Games up in Niagara Falls. Before every game, I was listening to Rick Ross. Do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember that? See, she don't remember that.
Which Rick Ross song did you listen to?
I forgot. One of his albums came out at that time. It was
I gotta remember it. Once I get the year out,
what year was
I
that?
can guess.
2011. No, it was 20. No, it was right before I went overseas.
So that had to
2010.
be 2011. Well, the summer of 2010.
2010. Yeah. I
Let me
forgot.
see.
I was
But
blasting
yeah,
that. I was blasting it before every game. Like I remember Nicolette looking at me like, "Yo, what's your
it
problem?"
had to be Teflon Don.
Yes, Teflon Dawn. Yes.
Yeah.
Going crazy before the game, like getting myself hyped. So that was a pivotal Rick Ross moment in my life. Okay. And then also Jadakiss. I just grew up watching Jadakiss.
He's goated.
Jadakiss is a GOAT for us, like in New York. Y'all understand? Yonkers, like, and for me too, like, just for Shantae too, like, he done put the hood onto the health, like that is impact, like beyond his rap. Like we already know he's goated for the Madison Square Garden Dipset joint, like that forever, ever. Okay, aha, Kiss, okay. Forever.
You are wild.
Like forever goated. So y'all already know I was hyped seeing just childhood favorite. Like he only did 2 songs. I was hyped. Lauren seen me. She was in there laughing at me because I was mad hyped, singing along. But it was great. I just wish it was a longer set. Like they can't do 4 songs. Like we can't get 3. Like 3.
I don't know.
Like can we push it to 3? Because I know they paid the
maybe a 2-song minimum.
2-song minimum. Because Rick Ross did the same thing. Like he could have performed some. I forgot what he performed. That's why I was like, you performed these 2? Like I was like, oh no. This is just.
But I like the choices. I will say that I do like the choices that they made.
Whoever was the head of the entertainment, they knew what to do. They understood the assignment. So that was great. That was great.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have for today. Definitely covered a lot. We'll be back next Sunday, possibly.
Well, if the Liberty
possibly, that's what I said.
Right. We really hoping not to be back next Sunday because we want the Liberty to force a game 5. Obviously, y'all can see.
Mommy, where's my Spider-Man backpack?
I don't know.
You put it upstairs?
But this is what happens. Y'all see. Bye-bye. Look here. It happens, okay?
Yeah, I mean that's what happens. We love the kids. But yeah, we'll see. We'll be back next week though, for sure. We will be dropping our latest 9450 Beyond the 9450 episode just dropped yesterday. So make sure that you tap in and listen to that on every platform where you can listen to the podcast, to be honest.
Yeah.
Go on an audio adventure on any platform you desire. And then we'll be dropping another Beyond the 9450 episode. Make sure that you're following the 9450 on all social media platforms. Make sure that you're following 21 Titles, who we are, on all social media platforms. Make sure that you follow both of us individually. You see our ads. You see those. You see those. Make sure that you follow us, subscribe. We appreciate y'all for always tapping in with us. Thank you for being here for another weekly recap episode. This is number 77, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And we'll see y'all.
Peace.